I am so like done into just going into seeing reactions of Alice in Borderland season 3, and then a whole lot of people completely do not understand the story of season 3 or why they are hating of Usagi. I can understand Raiji, but Usagi, are we for real right now? I don't understand why there's so much hate on her this season. Like, she's no different than season 1 and 2. I'm completely confused. But anyway, to go ahead and just dive on in, you can already tell by the screen. This guy made a video a day ago saying why Usagi and Raiji ruined Alice in Borderland season 3. You can already see that 539 people liked it. And I'm gonna go ahead and dive into this because I feel like it's completely stupid to hate on Usagi in season 3, and it blows my mind how people completely don't understand. But I'm gonna go ahead and get into this video. I'm not gonna say anyways.
Hello guys, in today's video I'm joining the big discussion about Usagi and Ryuji, and I'll be sharing my full opinion on it. In my video about Season 3, I only gave a short glimpse, but here I want to dive deep into why Ryuji's character was completely useless. If you removed him from the story, nothing would really change. The more I think about it while writing this script, the more I realize he's like Junho from Squid Game. Lots of screen time dedicated to nothing. So why do I say this? Because Usagi's reason for going to the Borderlands is complete garbage, if you stop and think realistically.
No, it's not complete garbage. Put your shoes into her freaking shoes. See, this is what I be talking about. They made season 3 for a reason. They didn't really need to make season 3 at all, but they decided to do that. And then your reasons on hating in season 3 is for two characters alone, which is Raiji and Usagi. You do realize that the only reason why Usagi is even in the Borderlands is because of Raiji, right? But also because of freaking Banda, right? Well, the dude, the game master dude, the one that basically wanted Esu in the games. Yeah, you do realize that, right? I'm confused on why you think it's complete garbage. Because Usagi doesn't remember the Borderlands. She just now started to remember a little glimpse of it here and there. She still has trauma of her dad dying. Oh, my bad, the fact that you didn't have to deal with trauma like that. Or even other people that decided to go ahead and think of this too. Are we being so for real right now? So not only we starting to hate on a character for zero reasons, but we starting to hate on a character that has to deal with trauma and has been dealing with trauma ever since season 1. I guess.
Usagi risked absolutely everything good in her life. Her happiness with Arisu, her new job, her future. For what? For the possibility of seeing a ghost. Yes, I get that she doesn't have her memories of the Borderlands, but even without those memories, the resolution they all reached was still imprinted on them. We saw that at the end of Season 2. Usagi's story was always tied to her father and the despair she felt because of his absence. But her journey in the Borderlands was exactly about that. It was her healing process. By the end, she had learned to forgive, let go of the past.
Uh you just said it. You just said it. She doesn't remember the Borderlands. And not only that, she cannot just forget about the past. She just cannot forget about her dad dying. She never had any closure of her dad's death whatsoever. She never had anything like that. If you try to go ahead and say she already had that in season 2, no. She said it straight up. She said being with Edisu was enough. Literally. But since she's married to Edison, she has no memory of the Borderlands whatsoever. She still has that guilt feeling of literally losing her dad. I'm confused on what's the matter of fact. Let's.
And accept a new future with Arisu. Even if she couldn't remember it consciously, that resolution should have remained deep inside her. The show originally portrayed Usagi as someone who loved Arisu deeply and would never betray him. But in Season 3, they completely flipped that. In the earlier seasons, Usagi.
What did you expect was gonna happen? Hold on. Like, what did you expect was gonna happen? Matter of fact, if you want to say this, then let's go back into season two. If you want to say that Usagi was honestly ruined of a character in season three, then wouldn't that mean that Edisu was also ruined by the end of season two? Because really think about it. Usagi only has one family member, which was her dad, and he died. While at the same time, everyone kept on saying that he's a liar. There's proof in episode what three in season three that these two girls are like, oh, aren't you the daughter of that guy that basically killed himself because everyone was saying like he was a liar and he was? Proved her point, proves her character's point, proves the point of her dad dying in the first place. And then for that alone, some people also try to be like, oh, I understand how you feel. Just leave the past and focus on your future. It's not that simple. She's the only person that she has left. And then for that, she met Erisu that basically helped her out. But at the same time, yes, that helped her out. But she still lost her dad. Like she still can feel that, even mentally as well. So that went on to season three. She has no like memory of the Borderlands at all. So regardless of the situation, she can still feel that. Usagi in season three is literally Usagi in season one, episode one. Literally, she just had no memories of the Borderlands. As soon as she started to remember, and then now she remembered, regardless of the situation, she still lost her dad. She could still feel that. That haunts her. She even has dreams about it. And you have the audacity to say, oh, they ruined Usagi's character in season three? Bro, have you seen other shows? Matter of fact, that basically just explains you as a person, the fact that you really thought that, oh, having someone deal with trauma is just a waste. You gotta be dumb.
Was the only reason Arisu survived. After the Seven of Hearts game, she was the one who took care of him when he was broken. During the Queen of Hearts game, she saved him right at the moment he was ready to give up. And in the Queen of Spades game, it was her speech that inspired everyone to take a chance at life instead of remaining trapped forever in the Borderland. That's
Mm-hmm.
just off the top of my head. If I rewatch the show, I could list even more examples. So you're telling me this same girl is the one we saw in the season 3 finale?
What did you expect was gonna happen, yo? Yeah, she can say that, and yes, she can also feel that. But again, she lost her father. She still experiences. She still can experience other people being like, hold on, your dad was a liar, right? Like, bro, there's still articles of that before. She has dreams about it. Are we forgetting that? She can literally feel his presence. I'm confused on why, like, there's so much hate on her character for not understanding that she has trauma. She can't just leave it to the past. She's having dreams about it without actually wanting to have dreams about it.
For me, that feels like a complete 180-degree turnaround. I get it. She didn't remember what happened in the Borderlands, but honestly, that still feels like a weak excuse to push the plot forward.
No, it's not, bro. I'm sorry. I keep pausing. I cannot deal with someone making a video of this, seeing Alice in Borderland, but then you proceed to think that, oh yeah, I know they have trauma and stuff like that, but making season three and literally despite all of that, what happened in season two and one, it doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry, but did you not see season one and two? Did you not see the fact that she's having dreams about the guy? The father is the only person that she had left. Edisu helped her out. That's understandable, but she still lost her father regardless. She's having dreams about it without actually having dreams about it. So I'm confused on why this is even a point on to even make a video of, or even decide to completely think of that. I'm confused.
Why didn't she tell Arisu about her nightmares? Why didn't she
She already said it. She didn't want Erisu to feel depressed or sad about it. In a relationship, that's what happens.
Mentioned the possibility of meeting her father again. If she really loved him, she would have talked to him before blindly trusting the professor. A more believable storyline would have been if she and Arisu decided to go together to find her father. But no. Instead, we got a sorry.
I'm sorry, but did you not understand? She didn't want Erisu to feel depressed or sad about it or even know about it. She doesn't want him. She doesn't want him to actually know yet because of how she generally feels. They're married. That's how relationships end up being if you're in an actual good one. So like I'm confused on why this is even a topic. She decided to go ahead and tell Raiji only because he's just a regular freaking person. But not only that, yes, he is a professor, but you can also understand. But not only that, he pulled up to her, not the other way around. He straight up told her, be like, give me details on what actually happened and stuff like that. Instead of just telling Ediso about the situation, she told Raiji. It makes sense. If you don't want to tell a person that you really genuinely love, that's understandable. You end up telling someone else completely different or someone that you just met. It happens. So I'm confused on why this.
Risu and a half-baked romance that was totally unnecessary.
It was never a romance to begin with. I'm sorry, but did you watch season 3 with your eyes closed? Like, she never seen Raiji that type of way whatsoever.
And for anyone saying their interactions were just friendly touches that fit the circumstances, trust me, they weren't. The show deliberately added them to create forced romantic tension. From Ryuji's perspective,
You do remember that Raiji literally had to fling himself around to the next speeding train that's going extremely fast while he can't even actually jump. So for that, she's glad that he survived. Bro, she made a whole tantrum back in season 1 by the last episode of by the witch hunt. A lot of people really killed her comrades that she didn't even knew. She even cried about it. So the audacity to say there was a romantic feeling here, you didn't watch the show.
romance sort of makes sense because Usagi reminded him of Yano, the student who volunteered for his experiment and ultimately died. But from Usagi's perspective, nothing about it makes sense. You don't trust your husband, the father of your child, and the person you've chosen to spend your life with.
She trusted her husband. Are you not understand? You know what? You just don't understand certain situations. And other people that agree to this and even like this video, you also just don't understand. You don't. Like, I'm genuinely confused on why a lot of people really thought that she don't trust Edisu because she already said she trusts him no matter what. But when it comes to certain situations or how you genuinely feel about something that haunts you, you don't tell the person yet. You don't want them to feel depressed or sad about that yet. Have you watched other shows about that? Like, I'm confused. You just don't understand. So before you decide to go ahead and make a whole video about it, try to understand it instead of just hating on Usagi. That makes zero reasons on what to even hate for.
But you'll trust some random psycho professor you've never met? And not just trust him, but take a lethal drug on the slim chance of seeing your missing father? Come on, Netflix, make this make sense. I dare you.
It does make sense. She wanted to see her father. She can't physically see him. That's obvious. She's also smart too. She can't just go to the Borderlands and look for him. She already knows that. She wants to experience a life or death situation to actually see him. That's why episode 6 showed up of that scene where she sees her father mentally.
Honestly, this whole Usagi Ryuji subplot felt like it was shoved down our throats with zero logic or emotion. Netflix really messed up Usagi's character with this.
No,
Back
it
in
didn't.
season 1, she had no allies until she met Arisu, and now that same girl agrees to basically commit suicide with some weirdo. Want to hear something crazy? If you completely removed Ryuji from the story and replaced him with Banda appearing in Usagi's dreams, It would have made way more sense. Imagine Banda showing
Sure, you can say that since Banda is basically what, the game master. I thought that was gonna end up happening too, but it didn't. Raiji didn't show up in her dreams. I don't know how many times I'm gonna explain it. She told Raiji she's the professor. She didn't tell her husband for a reason, and she was never gonna go to the Borderlands, but she chose to because Raiji had the drug thanks to Banda, which also means if it wasn't for Raiji pulling up to her, she would have never told Raiji about absolutely anything. And it's at that point on where like you feel broken and you just want to say it out loud because you now just having dreams about your father literally feeling his presence. So for that alone, that's when she just confessed everything. She just wanted to say it out loud for a while, but she just never had the chance to whatsoever. But now she had the chance to. That's when she decided to go ahead and explain everything.
her fake visions of her father and manipulating her nightmares. Just like he invited Arisu, he could have done the same with Usagi, telling her he knew the truth about her father, and that if she wanted answers, she'd have to win the games. Everything would have played out exactly the same. The only things Ryuji actually did to change events were saving Usagi during the Bingo Tower game, which, let's be honest, was nonsense, and stopping the door from closing in the final game. That's it. For the Tokyo Tower save, even if it
You can't forget, he also saved her in the train scene. She would have lost her arm. Do you remember the train scene where Erisu and Usagi reunited? Yeah, she would have lost her arm. Or even herself at that. He saved her again.
was implied from the start of the season that Ryuji regularly worked out, let's be real, the Tokyo Tower is 333 meters tall, and they climbed at least 250 meters of it. Are you telling me Ryuji managed to pull that off using only his upper body strength, after already being exhausted from the laser tag game? And
Are we being for real right now? For a person that cannot use his legs, he works on his upper body strength so much that is possible. And you're telling me that that's not possible?
stressed out by the train game. And not only did he climb around 250 meters, but he also managed to catch Usagi as she was falling. Usagi, the professional mountain climber? I don't know.
Did you not see the fact that she got hit with the freaking ball, my guy? Did you not see that? Did you not watch the scene? She was literally going to die until Raiji completely saved her life.
About you, but to me, that sounds way off, even for Alice in Borderlands standards. And trust me, I know those standards. The King of Spades surviving all those wounds, or a Goonie literally punching a tiger. But I still found those more believable.
Nah, that's fake. That's fake. Those two things, fake. Well, the guy that's he's basically Winter Soldier at this point. But Agni literally punching a tiger, that is extremely fake. That's nothing compared to season 3. Nothing compared to season 3 whatsoever.
Than everything Ryuji did in the last season. Now about his so-called save for the possible future. I wouldn't even call that a save, because if it hadn't been for Ryuji planting seeds of doubt in everyone's minds, maybe they would have listened to Arisu's plan and things would have.
It's still a save though. No, you're right though. That's a fact. If everyone would have literally listened to Edisu's plan, everyone would have been survived. Everyone would have been alive. Straight up. That's a fact. But knowing Raiji, he basically manipulated them like a few of them, and some end up dying. They just don't listen, literally. But what else I was about to say? Oh, and he did save their lives. Without Raiji, they would have been dead.
Gone more smoothly. Instead, he was out there saying things like, "Why do we have to follow Arisu?" He even said that to Usagi. And his so-called redemption at the end? Completely nonsensical. He spent the whole last episode flip-flopping. I'll kill her. No, I'll save her. No, wait, let's die together in the afterlife. By the finale, It felt like he changed his mind every 5 minutes. That last vortex scene
That's the point, though, of his character. Yes, he is obsessed with death. He's obsessed with bringing Usagi into that death world. Sure, that's understandable. But there are moments where he's also nice as well. Did you not like watch the season actually understand his character? Because you basically said half of it. But there are moments where he's also good here and there. He's also smart as well. But at the same time, it makes sense on why he decided to completely save Usagi once again and not take her to the to death, right? Because if that's so, wouldn't that mean that he just decided to just kill himself and her straight from the beginning in the Borderlands? I mean, think about it. I mean, in a train scene, he could have just easily dragged her to death, or like the one they had to climb. He could have just pulled her leg and just died. But instead, he decided to play the games and survive. So it's like 50-50 for his character.
was the cherry on top of the nonsense. He dragged Usagi into it with him, swimming through a vortex while holding her, ready for them both to die together. Then suddenly, after seeing Arisu coming to save her, he had a change of heart. And let's talk about Usagi's actions here for a second. The whole time she was in Ruji's arms, she screamed for Arisu. Then the moment she was in Arisu's arms, she started screaming for Ruji.
Like, are we completely forgetting Usagi's character in season 1 and 2? You say that season 1 and 2 is great of Usagi's character. You say that. A lot of people say that. But then once you see this scene right here or other scenes in season 3 of Raiji and Usagi, you completely think that, oh, Usagi is being super friendly or romantic to Raiji. Bro, I already said this. She had a whole tantrum in season 1 in the last episode where everyone, a lot of people died in a witch hunt game. She even cried about it, and she didn't even know those people. She creates a bond of Raiji, and then you completely decide not to see this, but she creates a bond of Raiji and wants him to live. She already said, oh, let's survive together and go back to the real world. She doesn't want nobody to die. That's her character. Matter of fact, I'm done. I'm not reacting to this video no more. Like, people, he obviously just didn't understand. And if you're watching this, you did not understand the show whatsoever of Usagi's character whatsoever. Like, literally. A lot of people that decided to like this, 539 likes, even decided to comment as well. Yeah, you don't understand Usagi's character either in season 1, 2, and 3 whatsoever. Matter of fact, I'm done making this video. This video really annoyed me. I don't know. This is exactly why I cannot listen to people or react to someone watching season 3 of Alice in Borderland. Perfect example. I'm not watching the rest of this. I'm done. I'm gonna see you guys next time. Peace.